Hi, welcome to today's workshop. Establish a professional domain, website, and email for your business. My name is Jessalyn Lamb, and I'm the co-founder of Asians in Advertising, a global nonprofit for Asians in the marketing and advertising industry. And I'm also the co-author of the book, The Visibility Mindset, How Asian American Leaders Create Opportunities and Push Past Barriers. Grow with Google is an initiative that brings the best of Google's training and tools to help grow their skills, careers, and businesses. This workshop focuses on selecting a domain name for your website. It will be the most useful and relevant for people who have not registered their custom domain name. Let's start by exploring why your business should establish a professional URL or a domain name. Even if you are in the early stage of building your business, or if you think it simply can be a great side hustle that brings in a little extra cash, getting a domain name gives your business credibility online and sets the stage for future growth. Throughout this workshop, we will use a made-up website called statiasbakery.com. This will be today's example. A domain name also allows you to create a professional email address, further establishing your business credibility. It's a small little detail, but a professional email address indicates a level of professionalism and permanence to potential customers. So in today's workshop, we will explore these topics in a little bit more detail. What is a domain name? How to choose a business domain name, registering your domain name with Google Domains, how to build a no-cost website with Google Sites, and how to set up a professional email address with your new domain name. We'll wrap up by recapping these key points and offer resources that will help you learn more about this topic. Let's start from the beginning. What exactly is a domain name? Basically, a domain name is the name of your website. Think google.com. But you don't have to have a website to have a domain. When you establish and register a domain name for your business, you have carved out the right to use that name online and prevent other users and people from taking it. Registering a domain name is a first step to having an online presence, since it is a web address, a URL, and the name of the website. The terms may seem interchangeable, but the domain name, the website, and URL have three distinct meanings. As mentioned, the domain name is the name of the website, the part you see after www. In a professional email address, it's what comes after the @ symbol. A website is a collection of content, often made up of multiple web pages that is grouped together. This is separate from the domain name, but you can associate the two. So you would type in the domain name to access the website content, and a little bonus information, the web pages, the videos, and other content that make up your website also live on a computer called a server. The space on this server is provided by companies that are called hosting providers. And third, a URL is a web address that leads to a specific page on a website. If you register a domain name, it will be part of the URL. Often, the homepage URL matches the domain name, but each page within the site has its own URL. You can think of these three elements like a store. The domain is the store name, the URL is the store address, and the website is the store itself, filled with all of your products. It's really never too soon nor too late for a small business or a solo entrepreneur to plan their digital presence. And registering a domain name is a key step in this process. What you're doing is staking out the claim to your business name online, so when you are ready to use it, you can. Having a domain name is important for showing up in search results. When customers search online, your domain and website can show up in search results. Brand building by controlling how your business shows up on the web. With a domain, you own how your business shows up on the web. Professionalism. Today's consumers expect businesses to have a website, have a custom domain name, shows that level of professionalism that instills confidence. While it is possible to use a free web builder to create a website, you will end up with a URL that is a subset of their domain name. For example, it would be yourbusinessname.examplesite.com. And finally, when you register a domain, and you can offer and access tools that can help grow your business. So now that you've decided that you'd like to register a domain name for your business, it's important that you choose a good one. How do you get started? Let's find out. So for most businesses, the starting point is your business name. But in some cases, you may feel stumped because you can't find that perfect domain name. Don't let this stop you. If the domain name you want is available, great. If it's not, choose another. The goal is to find a good domain name, but that's not always a perfect encapsulation of your business with .com after it. Don't worry that you are settling if the name you hope for is not available. An average domain name is better than no domain name. That's not to say that you shouldn't put real thought into selecting your domain name. Some key things to keep in mind: keep it short and simple. Shorter, uncomplicated names are easier to remember. Use your brand and keywords. Your domain name should reflect your brand, service, or industry. And third, consider alternate domain names. Let's dig a little deeper into each of these tips. So when we talk about keeping it short and simple, would you believe that years ago, someone registered and used the domain Michael Jackson, This Is It, moviemerchandise.com? Sure, it's descriptive, but can you imagine trying to remember that? Much less typing that out. Resist that urge to get overly creative. For example, if you're trying to make a big, gigantic first impression and attempt to capture an emotion, you might try to register Stacia's Bakery makes the world's best cake, and you have to try them to understand how delicious they are.com. That was even a mouthful to say out loud. So first of all, it's too long. The max limit is 253 characters, and some domain registries even have a smaller limit. And staciasbakery.com is going to be a lot easier to type. A shorter name is also easier to remember and type out for your customers. Once you get past 2 or 3 words, try to reevaluate it and keep it short and simple. The simplicity goes hand in hand with brevity. You want people to remember your domain name and type it out accurately. Using overly complicated, uncommon, or difficult to spell words puts up unnecessary stumbling blocks for your potential customers who want to see your site or find your online store. You also want to avoid hyphens, numbers, or deliberate misspellings. Even if it makes sense to you, you can run into the confusion for your customers who are trying to find you. And on a side note, pay attention to how your domain name actually reads. You won't have spaces or hyphens to separate words, and running them together can create problems. And one example is speedofart.com. Go ahead, write it down and see what it looks like in written form. So I mentioned keywords before. They are relevant words to help users find you in search and recognize what you do at a glance. Keywords are the words or phrases that are used in search queries. For Stasia's Bakery, a domain name including those words like stasiasbakery.com can definitely help. Including your location in your domain name might also help you target local customers and users. So Stasia's Bakery might go for a local specific domain name, such as stasiasbakerymiami.com. Of course, it would be ideal if your domain name mirrored your business name. Brands can take time to develop, and including your unique brand name in your domain can help you gain recognition and increase visits to your website. When creating your brand name and domain name, just be sure not to use any existing brand names or trademarks that belong to somebody else. Finally, think about going beyond the .com at the end of your domain name. There are lots of options beyond .com. If that's not available for the domain name you want, so if stasiasbakery.com was already taken, you can look at other similar options. You could swap the .com for another extension like .net, .biz, .site, or even .kitchen. If you want to see what's available, visit a domain name registry like Google Domains to see what extensions are available. And yes, the most popular domain ending or top level domain is .com. But there are now a wide variety of options that businesses can use, ranging from .academy to .coffee to .photography. Google Domain offers more than 300 options, so there's a good chance you could find one that matches your business. Because new top-level domains haven't been around that long, short and memorable domain names are often still available, and they can be useful in helping you create a distinctive name that captures what you do. One thing to consider is a lot of people may still default to typing in .com. So many businesses also purchase the .com version of the domain name and then point that domain to the main website. And once you found the domain name you want, it's time to make it officially yours by registering it. And now let's talk about what it means to register your domain name. Imagine a long established candy shop called Sally's in a bustling downtown. One day, a new ice cream place opens up shop just 3 doors down, and they put up a sign that says Sally's. Confusing, right? The two in-person Sally's shops will need to hash out the name issue themselves. But domain names are a bit different. The web has a nonprofit called the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers. Its acronym is ICANN. It manages domain names, so there's no confusion about where a person will end up when you type in the name of a website. Domain registrars are accredited by ICANN to sell access to domain names. This is not a permanent purchase. There is a yearly renewal fee. Once you have registered your domain name, it goes to their central registry. Google Domains is a domain registrar and will help you step by step through the domain name registration process. A few of the benefits and features that Google Domain offers includes domain forwarding. If you don't have a website, domain forwarding allows you to send customers some other place, such as your social media page. Security. Google Domains have a no-cost 2-factor authentication to keep your domain name secure. Privacy. Google Domain covers the cost of keeping your personal contact information private on public databases for WHOIS and RDAP, which keeps track of the domain name users. This is one way to prevent spam. Integration. Registering with Google Domains connects you to other Google tools, such as Google Sites, Google Workspace, Search Console, and Google Analytics. And these tools can help your business grow. Finally, with Google Domains, pricing is clear and unpredictable, so you won't be surprised by hidden fees, and prices will not automatically increase on subsequent years. Now, let's look at how to get started with domain names. The first step is to do a search on the domain name you have chosen. You are checking to see if it is available or if some other person or business has already registered it. Go to domains.google.com and type in the domain name you want to use, and then click the Get It button. You'll be brought back to a page that tells you whether the domain name is available. It also includes a set of insights circled in the example here about the name you've chosen that can help you refine it if it's necessary, such as asking yourself, is it too long? Is it memorable? Is it easy to spell and pronounce? You can choose to make changes based on the insights or stick with the name you have chosen if it's available. Take the insights into consideration, remembering that you want people to be able to easily find you and understand your name. You'll also see a list of alternative domain name endings on this page. If one appeals to you, type it into the search box to check the insights for the revised name. Be aware that some of these domain endings are priced differently. Once you've decided on the name, add it into your shopping cart by clicking the cart icon as shown on this slide. You will see the price and terms of the domain registration in the cart, along with additional options for purchase. For example, you may choose to upgrade to include Google Workspace, where you can get a custom email address that uses the domain name, for example, mrbig@bigbiz.com. We'll talk more about that in a bit. Review your purchase and click the button that says Buy. Your domain name is now registered. Maybe you already have a domain name that you registered elsewhere, but you like the features that Google Domain offers. You can easily transfer the existing domain name to Google Domains. Go to domains.google, click Transfer a Domain you already own. That shows up right under the Search for your new domain box. In the new screen, click on Transfer, as circled here on this slide, from the list on the left-hand side of the page. Type in the domain name you want to transfer and follow the prompts. Sometimes when you want to create a new domain name, the name you choose is available, but that isn't always the case. So what do you do if after you search the domain name you want, you discover that someone else already registered it? You may find that making a simple change will result in a name that is available. Remember, the key word here is simple. Are there any easy additions or subtractions you can make that will change your name slightly? If you are already established as a brand or business name, you can try different ways of building on the name. You can add a business description to the name, include the name of the city you are in, or consider a different domain ending option. For example, if statiasbakery.com is already taken, you might try statiascakes.com or statiasbakerynewyorkcity.com or statiasbakery.nyc. Here's a fun fact. ICANN used to offer 22 domain endings. Remember, those are called top-level domains, which is also known as TLDs or domain extensions. The extensions include the one you probably know already, like .com, .net, and .org. As the years passed, the number of available desirable domain names started to run out. So ICANN started to offer many extensions. That's why Google Domains can now offer more than 300 extensions. And if you don't want to use one of the newer extensions and your businessname.com is already taken, you can just start fresh and come up with a new name altogether, especially if your business is just in that idea stage. It's worthwhile to investigate further. There's a chance that another business is already operating with the name you chose, and that's good information to have. You can stop any confusion or ill will before it even starts. Now it's time to put your domain naming skills to test. Start by brainstorming. Choose a name that you would like to use for your business. And then come up with 3 variations of that name. Go to domains.google.com and type in each name to check the availability. Look at the alternatives to .com that are listed and see if any of them might work for your business. Repeat this until you find the domain name you want. As I mentioned earlier, that getting a domain name was the first step in establishing your online presence, and you need it for the next step, building and publishing a website. Let's go through the steps of creating your own site with Google Sites. You may find the idea of building a website to be overwhelming, but you don't need to understand programming or design to create a site on your own. Google Sites includes web page templates that you can populate with content, move, drag, drop, and edit to suit you at no cost. Plus, multiple people can work on the site together in real time. If you ever use Google Docs, you know how it works. As you work together, you see any edits as they happen in real time. And you can leave comments or questions for your colleagues to be able to address. You can view Google Sites on a computer, a phone, or tablet, but you must use a computer, not a mobile device like your smartphone, to create and edit your site. You don't need to register a domain name with Google Domains to use Google Sites, but if you did, you can automatically connect them. If you have a Google domain, go to your Google Domains account and click Website on the left navigation. Click the link in the card labeled Build a New Website. Now you will see a screen that asks, what type of website do you want to build? From here, you have the option to select other companies that have website builder products that partnered with Google Domains. To connect to Google Sites, click the option labeled Simple Site Powered by Google Sites. Follow the prompts and your domain name will be associated with the site that you build. Even if you don't use Google Domains, you can use Google Sites. In fact, you don't even need a domain name at all to build a no-cost site. The first step is going to sites.google.com. At the top of the page, you'll see a template gallery as shown here on this slide. And these are design options like portfolio, restaurant, class, and more. You want to find the template that you like and click on it to select it. If you've ever put together a presentation using Google Slides, you probably already have a good idea of how to navigate Google Sites. If you have no experience, you want to spend some more time exploring and playing around to create a few web pages strictly followed the template that you have chosen. And we've chosen the project template for this example. Right at the center, you see the text project name, a one-line description of the project. Simply click on that area and type in your own title and description. You'll do the same throughout the template. Click on the text boxes to type in your own copy. Click on the images that you want to change, and you'll see a prompt that says change image. You have the opportunity to add videos, pull from Google files, and more. All you need to do is add your own content in the spots outlined in the template. And as you get more and more comfortable, you'll be able to customize your own website by moving the text or images on a page, adding or deleting or reorganizing pages, changing the font and colors, using the tools listed on the right side of the page. But even if you don't get to that point, the template options all produce professional looking sites that you can be really proud of for creating it on your own. And once you've created a site that you're happy with, it's time to share it. It's a good practice to preview your site before you publish. Look for the preview icon at the top of the page and click on it so that you can see the finished site as others will see it. And when you're done reviewing, click on the exit button. If you would like to see it and you're happy with it, hit the publish button at the top of the page. You'll be prompted to fill in your web address. If you don't have a domain name, you can choose a word or phrase, and your site URL will look something like site.google.com and then your site name after that. Alternatively, you can associate your site with a domain name you registered at Google Domain. Click the Manage button with the section labeled Custom Domain and follow the prompts. Once you click Publish, your website is live. But wait, what if you just want to share it with a closed circle of colleagues before you go live? You can do that. So when you hit the Publish button, the dialog comes up with a section that asks who can view my site. Hit the Manage button and choose specific people, and then enter their name or email address of the people or Google group you want to share the site with. Check Can Edit if you want to allow them permission to make changes, or click Can View Published if you just want them to read it, and then you would hit Send. If you skip that step and publish the site for anyone to see, no worries. Just open the site on Google Sites next to the button marked Published. You'll see another button that says Changed. Click that and choose specific people and then follow the steps to share. I know I went through that really fast, so you can also learn more about Google Sites by visiting google.com/sites. When you start exploring Google Sites to create your own website, it's a good idea to keep a few ideas in mind. A great website has 6 important characteristics. The first one is goal-oriented. Think about how your website will help you to grow your business. And then make sure you're organized and easy to search. So the template you choose will be a helpful first step, but as you fill in the images, think about that with the content for your visitors. And the third is useful. Fight that temptation to go for the hard sell and concentrate on giving visitors valuable and useful information. The next is functional. Does your website do useful things? For example, if your website was a bakery, maybe it includes a tool that people can use to submit custom cake orders and schedule deliveries. The next one is intuitive. Is it intuitive to use? Is it just as easy to navigate your site on a mobile phone as it is on the desktop? Last but not least, make sure that it's search friendly so that people can find it by search engines. Can you search engine and find your website? That's a good checklist for website tips to share with you. And I know I went through a lot of that really quickly. I did want to remind you again to access the sites for help at support.google.com/sites. Make sure you bookmark this as well to be able to easily reference this in the future. So, are you ready to create a website? Let's start by going to google.com and signing in to your Google account. If you have a Gmail account open, you're automatically signed into your Google account. Open Google Sites by going to sites.google.com. This brings you to Sites homepage. At the top of the page, titled Start a New Site, you'll see a number of template options. Select one by clicking on it. Now you start to populate the site with text and images. As you build your site, select page layout options on the right side of the page. Once you are satisfied with the site, click the Publish button and share your site. Let's close this session with one final quick topic, which is going to be email for your business. We've already mentioned that a professional business email inspires confidence for your customers. But just to emphasize, if you are ordering a wedding cake, would you be more likely to choose StatiaGal615 at example.com or sales@statiabakery.com? Think about which one is more professional for your business. If you register that domain, statiabakery.com or .net with Google Domain, the registration includes the option to create 100 email aliases, which is great for your business. Aliases aren't separate email account. This is just to forward email to another email address. So let's say you register statiabakery.net, but your primary address is StatiaGal615 or something else. Those domains can create 100 aliases. When someone sends that email to one of these aliases, it automatically forwards the email to another account. But from the outside, the person sending the email would not know and that it was going to another email address. This is just one option to add some polish to your email communication. And if you want or need a new email account dedicated to your business, complete with inbox and all the features and storage you will find in an email program, you will need to sign up for an email account. There are many options. Google offers no-cost Gmail consumer accounts, as well as professional business accounts from Google WORKSPACE. And we'll get into that in a few minutes. First, let's get into setting up forwarding an email alias. Setting up an email forwarding with Google Domains is straightforward. Start by signing into Google Domains and clicking on My Domains. Then click on Manage, click on Email, and then you'll see a dialog box titled Email Forwarding. In that box, you would click on Add Email Alias. Add the email alias you want to create and the primary email address to connect. Click Add, and with that, you have an email alias address. So if you created an alias sales@statiasbakery.net, all emails sent to that address will automatically be forwarded to the recipient email account. In this case, stacia@example.com. Google Domains includes email forwarding, but forwarding is not the same as having an email account. If you're ready to create a true professional business email with your domain name, you have the option to sign up for Google Workspace directly from your Google domain account. You can set this up at g.co/workspace. You can use it at no cost for 14 days to try it out. I briefly mentioned Google Workspace when we went over the steps to register a domain name with Google Domains. In addition to getting a true business email account, complete with inbox and all those features, Google Workspace includes professional collaboration tools like Google Calendar, Documents, Slides, Chat, Meet, and more. That's a lot of information on one sitting, right? Let's go over the highlights and look at the resources for you to learn more. Today, we talked about what a domain is and why it is important for any type or size of business to register. A domain is basically the name of a website, and it's part that you see after www. Or in a professional email address, the part that comes after the @ symbol. Whether you set up a website immediately or you plan to set one up in the future when you register a domain name, you have carved out the right to use that name online and prevent others from using it. When choosing the domain name, you want to keep it simple. Consider using keywords that relate to your business and even explore domain endings with others than .com. Once you have a name, you need to register it with an official registrar such as Google Domains. The domain can be used for a website so people can find your business. We discussed one option for building a site with Google Sites, which doesn't require any design or coding experience. Finally, a professional email address incorporates your domain name and adds a level of professionalism to your business correspondence. Let's look at 2 additional tools that you can use once you have a domain and website. Once you have made the leap from registering a domain name with Google Domains to build a website, you'll likely want to monitor how that site is doing in search results. Google Domains includes a reports feature powered by Google Search Console. The report lets you see how your site ranks in Google Search, how many impressions and clicks your site is getting, which search term drives the most traffic to your site, and which pages on your site perform well. It takes just a few clicks to get valuable insight directly through Google Domains. Navigate to My Domains on your Google Domains account, select your domain, select Reports, click Get Reports. Google Search Console starts collecting data on your site, and it can take about 24 hours for those reports to be visible. This tool helps you understand Google and how they see your site and where the improvements can be made. Google Analytics offers a deeper understanding how visitors use your website once they find it. Analytics reports will show how many unique visitors come to your site, the amount of time they spend on your site, how they arrive to your site, organic search, social media, or other sources. And to set up Google Analytics, you would first create or sign into your analytics account. You can go to g.co/analytics, do one of the following. To create an account, click Start for free. To sign into your account, you can click on Sign In to Analytics. And if you enjoy these video lessons, you can subscribe to Grow with Google YouTube channel at youtube.com/growwithgoogle. The channel publishes new videos regularly covering topics that can help you grow your skills, career, and your business. If you're looking to start a new career and land a competitively paid job or build skills to grow in your career, check out Google Career Certificates. Google Career Certificates can give you a path to in-demand jobs with top employers that are currently hiring. You can also earn a certificate and prepare for a new career in a high-growth field in under 6 months, even if you don't have relevant experience. Learn at your own pace and complete the online program on your own terms. Some of the certificates available are data analytics, advanced data analytics, business intelligence, digital marketing and e-commerce, IT support, IT automation with Python, user experience, project management, and cybersecurity. You can get started at grow.google/certificates. Also, U.S. businesses can get up to 500 scholarships each to Google Career Certificates so that you can train your employees. These scholarships are worth up to $100,000 in workforce training per American company. So when you look at the fine print, I also want to share this with you that U.S. businesses are eligible to receive up to those 500 scholarships for Google Career Certificate on Coursera, which is valid through December 18th, 2024. Eligibility and number of licenses granted are subject to application, business verification, and approval by Coursera. Businesses can apply at grow.google/certificates for business. And Grow with Google is an initiative to help people prepare for work, find jobs, and grow their business. Job seekers can grow their skills to find a new job and advance their career. Teachers can learn how to put the latest technology to work inside and outside the class. Small business owners can build online presence to find new customers. Startups can learn how to get their ideas, the exposure you need to succeed. And developers can sharpen their skills and master new ones. You can learn more at google.com/grow. Thank you so much for attending today's workshop. We truly value your feedback. If you would like to take a moment to share your thoughts, we greatly appreciate it. You can access at g.co/grow/feedback or by using your mobile phone camera to scan this QR code on the slide. Thank you so much.